Welcome to Caching Waves. This is your Elliott Wave update for Flare. I'm going to go down to the micro, but just wanted to refresh your memory where we're at here. Looking for a 5-wave diagonal to the upside. We had 3 waves for our 1, 3 waves for our 2, 3 waves for our 3. We're looking for 3 in our 4th and 3 in our 5th to the upside. It's clear to note too that until this C wave is correct in red as an ABC, we won't have our target zone until that pivot is in. We'll have to adjust it off that pivot. But as of right now, it's about between like 4.5 cents to just over 5 cents currently, unless we get some sort of extensions. And we're going to have to deviate between log and linear to find proper targets. Because on linear, we look for the 1.618 because our third hit the 1.382 or about 3.8 cents. So we'll know more once this pivot is in and what sort of waves we get after the correction is done. But I will update that as we move on here. So right now, looking for this 4th wave to complete, hold above this previous order block as support, and move up for our 5th wave. All right, let's go down to the smaller time frames. Go down to the 15-minute. I've been nailing this one pretty good so far. Hang on, let me go to the 1 hour. What we're looking for here is we have our A wave to the downside, looking for 3 waves for our B wave, right between the 1.236 and the 382 extension of this A wave, for our B wave to top, and then looking for a matching wave to this A wave at the 1-to-1 extension whenever it's in. Again, we would have to wait for those pivots, and looking for a long after that for our 5th. And we are in the middle of our B wave. So if you watch my yesterday's video, looking for this to make a 3-wave move to the downside before I'm interested in a trade. And hopefully we get that soon. Looks like we potentially have an AB, looks like one more wave up for an ABC. Then we can get our matching A wave down to complete our B wave in the B. So a small little ABC. Ideally, if we pass the 70%, we can expect 5 waves up for the C waves. If we don't, and we'll target where that 1-to-1 is to get a better idea. If we don't, we'd expect a 3-wave move. It's just a difference between an ABC. This would be relabeled as a WXY, more complex correction. You can see we're early indications that this move is coming is we are outside of our pitchfork. That's on modified. And all that is modified pitchfork is just a channel. If you take your pivots from here, just an easier way to track a channel. So as of right now, is there any way we can move up to the upside? Yes, there is. And that would be if you count this as a 3-wave. Again, it's very choppy just because it's on the micro, but it does look impulsive. Ideally, we just make a 1-to-1 to here, and then I can look for a scalp long, which I will end up taking wherever the 1-to-1 is, stop at the A wave low, just targeting the 1-to-1 extension of this A wave once the B is in. I won't have that until we get that, but it'll be probably about a 2-to-1 risk reward. And how we can come up higher from here is if this ends up being a 3-wave. This can all be an A wave. We get a nice little sideways correction, A, B, C, and that would be our entire B wave. We then come down for our actual C as an A, B, C, and then we spike up for our B, and then we come back for our C. I know it's very complicating. You have to watch this in real time and pay attention to all this stuff, but I'm sidelined until we get our B wave or come up to our higher B wave to short the C or long for this C. As of right now, this is just a no trade zone for me until we get clarity what's happening in this complicated area. As you know, it can get very complicated when you start with 3 waves like this. It's best just to wait because you can really get chopped up in these waves if you're down on the micro. So if we pivot soon here, what I will do is look for the 1-to-1 extension. of this A wave. And you'll have to wait and find the pivot wherever this 3-wave move is complete. Put that in white so it's easy to see. So adjust this to wherever this B wave is, wherever it ends. It looks like we might be making a micro 5 up there. Target the 1-to-1, go between log and linear is what I do, and go with the closest price, 2889, probably log scale. And there's 2 ways to play this. You can wait for the 1-to-1, which would be, again, wherever this ends. We'll just assume it's one more up move. Say it's at 2.9 cents. I would be watching this wave literally down on like the 5-minute, looking for a 5 clean waves, like so. And then I'd be like, okay, we're about to pivot to the upside. Hope that makes sense. Or if you're more risk adverse, you can wait till we break the previous 4th, flip it as support, wait for a little pullback, and then you can enter there, stop at this low. It just depends your trading style. Or you can just start dividing up and DCA in just below this A wave. There's a lot of different ways you can play this, but the important thing is all these scenarios, the stop goes at this A wave if you're just buying in. All right, so looking for this move to the downside to enter my long, be targeting the 1-to-1 extension of this A wave whenever it's done, which should come right between this zone here for our B, and then I'll look for a short afterwards. But until I get clarity and get this to come down, you just got to remember that this could be an A. This could literally be an A, chop sideways, ABC in between, and then we get our C wave down. So we'll see what we get here in the next little bit, but I don't expect it to take off by any means and get away from us. All right, guys, that's it for Flare. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.